This is Professor Michael Chapman. I'm one of the most experienced IVF doctors in Australia. I believe that an important part that I can contribute is to educate patients in relation to fertility, infertility, and all that involves. These series of podcasts help to educate you. I hope they are helpful to you. If you wish to know more, however, I'm more than happy to have you contact me via email, which is profmchapman@gmail.com, or make an appointment to see me on 9138 4222.
Prof, to bring us home, and maybe we should do this as a tradition, could you share a success story of a couple with IVF and what factors contributed to their success?
Yeah, well, I'm actually going to talk about not doing IVF. I have a patient who delivered about 10 days ago. I wasn't actually at the delivery, but this is a story being told to me by one of my junior doctors, who said to me only yesterday that she delivered this lady at the hospital, and this lady was raving about Professor Chapman, how wonderful a doctor he was. And what I'd done was nothing, is the actual truth. They had 3 IVF cycles organised by a fertility specialist who wasn't really a specialist, and a specialist in the sense of the CREI that I've talked about many times. The general obstetrician and gynecologist, they came along with infertility, and he immediately said, probably the best thing for you is to go to IVF. And she had 3 unsuccessful IVF attempts before she came to see me. And I said to her, looking at her history, I asked about what investigations she had done. And one test that she hadn't done, which is pretty standard if you are a good fertility specialist, was to check that the fallopian tubes were open. So I said, let's do what's called a hycosis. Because you appear to be ovulating well and appears your husband's sperm is good, let's do that. And I tell them, as I tell all patients with a hycosis, because the evidence is there, that in the 3 months after having the tubes flush through, there's a 25% chance of pregnancy, which is almost as good as one IVF cycle, if you're successful. And lo and behold, she had the hycosis, and in her next cycle, she was pregnant spontaneously. She never needed IVF. And I'm afraid too many times IVF is being used as a first-line treatment when it really needs to be the last resort. I've seen many patients who have gone into IVF thinking that was the be-all and end-all, but really have not needed it. The classic example of that is women with ovulation disorders, polycystic ovary being the commonest. And there are oral medications that will produce pregnancies in 80% of those women with anovulation. They don't need IVF. We do far too many IVF cycles. So don't get rushed into doing IVF just because the doctor thinks it's a good idea.
Did you want to share the best way for people to get in touch with you? And I'll share it in the chat as well.
Yeah, okay. I have rooms in Cogra and at Potts Point. To make an appointment to see me, the best way to do that is to call my secretary on 9138. I can see you at either Potts Point or at Cogra. And alternatively, if you want to ask questions, my email is m.chapman@unsw.edu.au. And if you want to look at the clinic that we run, Life Fertility Clinic Sydney, you can go to our website, which is lifefertilitysydney.com.
And don't forget that you can access all the previous episodes by going to our website www.theivfjourney.com and select IVF Journey podcast from the navigation menu.